My dear friends, we all close our eyes every night, but how often do we truly see the beauty of rest? As smiles, we think of sleep as the time when the world shuts down, but in truth, it's when your body's miracles begin. Your cells repair, your mind resets, your heart calms, and your eyes, those two faithful windows to the soul, finally get a moment to heal. But here's the challenge. As we grow older, our eyes begin to whisper softly, I am tired. We notice the print on the newspaper getting blurrier, the faces of loved ones not as clear, the night light seeming too bright or too dim. It's not just about vision, it's about connection, seeing life clearly, fully, deeply. So tonight, I want to tell you about something simple, something natural, something your body will thank you for. A gentle drink before bed that helps your eyes rejuvenate while you sleep. Now, before you imagine a complicated recipe, let me tell you, this is nature's simplicity at work. Warm water, a pinch of turmeric, a drop of honey, maybe a spoon of soaked chia seeds, or a dash of saffron if you like. So, smiles, these are not just ingredients. They are messages from Mother Nature, reminding us that healing doesn't always come in a bottle, sometimes it comes in a cup of wisdom. Turmeric, my friends, is not just a spice, it's sunshine in disguise. It soothes inflammation, purifies the blood, and nourishes the tiny capillaries that feed your eyes. Honey, golden and sweet, has been called liquid gold since ancient times. It calms the nerves, balances sugar, and supports deep sleep. Chia seeds, small but powerful, bring omega-3s that strengthen the eyes and protect them from dryness. And saffron is like poetry. A few strands can brighten not just your dish but your vision too. Drink this before bed, slowly, gratefully, and as you do, imagine the journey inside your body. The warmth travels through your veins, the nutrients flow toward your tired eyes, and while you sleep, your body becomes a silent workshop of repair. But beyond the drink, there's another lesson hidden here. Healing doesn't only come from what we consume, it also comes from what we let go. When we close our eyes at night, let's not carry the heaviness of the day, the arguments, the worries, the regrets. Our mind's tension reflects in our body and especially in our eyes. If the heart is restless, the eyes can never truly rest. So before bed, take a sip of calmness and a breath of gratitude. Let go of what you can't control, forgive what hurt you, and thank your eyes. Yes, thank them for seeing all the beauty, pain, and wonder of your journey so far. When you wake up, your vision may feel a little clearer. Not just your physical sight, but your inner vision, the way you see yourself, your life, and the world around you. Because, my friends, true vision is not only about what we see with our eyes, it's about what we choose to see with our heart. My dear friends, when we talk about taking care of our eyes, most of us think about glasses, eye drops, or maybe a visit to the doctor. But the truth is, the most powerful medicine for our eyes doesn't always come from a pharmacy. It often comes from our own kitchen. Nature has already provided us with ingredients that can heal, nourish, and restore our eyes from within. And when taken before bed, they work quietly during the night, giving our eyes the strength and calm they need to serve us faithfully each day. The beauty of this wisdom lies in its simplicity. A small drink made with ingredients that are familiar, comforting, and full of life. Let's start with something many of us already have in our homes. Turmeric. That bright yellow spice sitting quietly in your cabinet is one of nature's greatest gifts. In ancient traditions, turmeric was known as a healer of inflammation and purifier of blood. But what does that have to do with the eyes? Everything. The eyes are fed by tiny capillaries that depend on healthy circulation. When inflammation builds up in the body from stress, poor diet, or aging, those blood vessels become strained and the eyes begin to feel tired, dry, and heavy. Turmeric, with its golden glow, enters the body like a beam of light, calming those inflamed pathways, purifying the bloodstream, and allowing the eyes to receive better nourishment. It is said that where there is blood flow, there is healing, and turmeric opens those pathways like sunshine through clouds. Then comes honey, sweet, soothing, and full of natural magic. Honey has been called liquid gold for centuries, not only because of its color, but because of its ability to restore and balance. Before sleep, honey gently lowers stress hormones, calms the nervous system, and helps the body enter deep, healing rest. It also nourishes the liver and supports gentle detoxification, ensuring that while you sleep, your body's natural filters are doing their job. When combined with turmeric, honey acts like a messenger, carrying the healing compounds deeper into your tissues and giving your eyes a sense of calm relaxation. Imagine that gentle sweetness flowing through your body, telling every cell, it's time to rest, it's time to heal. Now let's talk about a tiny but mighty seed, chia. Many people underestimate its power. These little seeds, when soaked, turn into a soft jelly like texture that holds enormous nutritional value. Rich in omega 3 fatty acids, they help protect the delicate membranes in the eyes, keeping them moist and flexible. As we age, the eyes tend to lose hydration, leading to irritation and fatigue. But a spoon of soaked chia seeds in your bedtime drink can help maintain that much needed moisture, keeping your vision clear and your eyes comfortable. They may be small, but they carry the strength to protect one of your most precious senses. And then there is saffron, the royal spice, used sparingly yet carrying immense value. Saffron has been known since ancient times to enhance eyesight and protect against age-related vision loss. Modern studies even confirm that saffron can improve the function of the retina and strengthen the connection between the eyes and the brain. But beyond its physical benefits, saffron carries a subtle energy. It lifts the mood, eases emotional fatigue, and brings lightness to the spirit. When you add a few strands to your warm bedtime drink, it feels almost like adding sunlight to your night. So imagine this: a cup of warm water, golden with turmeric, sweetened with a touch of honey, perhaps a spoon of soaked chia seeds, and a few strands of saffron floating like golden threads. As you hold this cup in your hands, let its warmth remind you of the care you're giving to yourself. Sip it slowly, not as a task, but as a ritual, a quiet conversation with your body. Feel the warmth traveling down your throat, spreading through your chest, flowing into your bloodstream. Imagine those nutrients finding their way to your eyes, gently soothing, hydrating, and restoring them after a long day of service. This drink is not just about health, it's about mindfulness. Every sip is a reminder that healing doesn't always come through complexity. It often begins with awareness. When we take time to nourish ourselves, even in the smallest ways, our body responds with gratitude. Our eyes, which have seen joy, sorrow, laughter, and tears, deserve that gratitude. They've witnessed every sunrise, every loved one's smile, every page we've read, every dream we've chased. And yet, we rarely pause to thank them. This nightly drink becomes more than nourishment. It becomes an act of appreciation. So, as you prepare this simple blend before bed, do it with care. Let the aroma of turmeric, the sweetness of honey, the texture of chia, and the glow of saffron remind you that true healing is not in rushing through routines, but in being present. Let this moment of warmth and stillness become your way of saying to your body, I am here for you. Because when we give our body that love, it gives us clarity, insight, in mind, and in spirit. My dear friends, we often think healing happens only when we take medicine, visit the doctor, or follow a strict diet. But there is a deeper kind of healing, one that begins when the mind becomes quiet and the heart finds peace. The truth is, our body listens closely to our emotions. When our thoughts are restless, our body feels restless too. When our mind is calm, our body begins to repair itself naturally. That is why it's not just what we drink or eat before sleep that matters, but also what we carry within us when we close our eyes. The body heals through peace as much as it does through nutrition, and the two together create the perfect harmony for true restoration. Think of it this way: you can prepare the healthiest drink with turmeric, honey, saffron, and chia seeds, but if your mind is full of stress, anger, or regret, that drink loses part of its power. The body digests not only food but also emotions. If the mind is filled with tension, it sends signals of unrest to every cell. The heart beats faster, the breathing becomes shallow, and even during sleep, the body remains in defense mode. But when the mind is peaceful, Every organ receives a message of relaxation. The eyes especially respond to that stillness. They soften, their muscles release, and healing begins from within. Before sleep, the state of your mind decides how deeply your body can rest. You might have noticed that on nights when you are worried, even if you lie in bed for 8 hours, you wake up feeling tired. And on nights when you feel peaceful, even 4 or 5 hours of rest can feel deeply refreshing. That is because peace has a healing power stronger than any medicine. It allows your body to do what it was designed to do: restore, renew, and repair itself. So, when we talk about drinking something before bed to heal our eyes, we must also remember to drink something internally, not from a cup, but from our consciousness. Sip gratitude, breathe forgiveness, taste stillness. These are the real ingredients of inner peace. Gratitude helps us focus on what we have instead of what we lack. It releases joy into the bloodstream, softening the tension that accumulates through the day. Forgiveness empties the heart of bitterness, creating space for calm energy to flow. And stillness, that gentle quietness we experience when we stop overthinking, gives our body the permission to rest fully. When you drink your warm, golden bedtime tonic, take a moment before that first sip to pause and breathe. Notice the warmth of the cup in your hands, the aroma rising gently toward your face. Close your eyes for a moment and release whatever heaviness you are carrying. Maybe an argument from the day, an old regret, or an unsolved worry. Imagine placing it all into the cup before you, and as you sip, imagine transforming that heaviness into peace. Feel that calmness spreading through your body. The warmth moves down your throat, relaxes your shoulders, and quiets your thoughts. This is not imagination, it's energy in motion. Science now tells us that stress hormones like cortisol interfere with healing, while calmness increases melatonin, the hormone of deep sleep and cellular repair. When you allow your mind to settle, your body produces natural chemicals that rebuild tissues, strengthen the eyes, and improve the clarity of your vision. Your body becomes its own healer, guided by the stillness of your mind. It's as if peace itself becomes the medicine. Even the act of breathing deeply before bed can make a difference. Slow breathing increases oxygen flow to the eyes and brain, refreshing them after hours of strain. When you inhale, imagine drawing in light. When you exhale, imagine releasing tension. This small practice connects the physical with the spiritual, the outer act of care with the inner state of surrender. Over time, it trains your body to respond to peace more easily. Your eyes, your skin, your heart, everything begins to glow differently. And then there is the power of intention. When you prepare your drink at night, don't treat it as another chore on your to-do list. Treat it as a sacred moment of self-care. As you stir the ingredients, set a quiet intention in your heart. May this bring healing to my eyes, peace to my mind, and light to my rest. Such words are not superstition, they are direction. They tell your subconscious where to send its energy. The body is deeply obedient to the mind's instructions, and when you speak to it with kindness, it responds with healing. Many people chase health through products and prescriptions, forgetting that calmness itself is medicine. The mind and body are partners in this journey, and when one is out of tune, the other feels the disharmony. Just as we wouldn't pour clean water into a muddy cup, we shouldn't pour nourishing drinks into a restless heart. The outer ritual must be supported by inner stillness. So before you drink anything for your eyes, take a moment to drink in peace, gratitude, and forgiveness within. Let your body receive that message of restfulness, and it will begin to heal not only the eyes that see the world, but also the heart that feels it. My dear friends, every day our eyes witness thousands of moments, some beautiful, some painful, some ordinary, and some unforgettable. They see light and shadow, joy and sorrow, beginnings and endings. But as we age, the eyes that once sparkled with energy begin to feel the weight of time. Vision may blur, the world may look less bright, and we begin to miss the clarity we once took for granted. We start searching for ways to bring that clarity back. Vitamins, supplements, glasses, exercises. And while all of that helps, there's something deeper that many overlook. The eyes don't just see the world, they reflect our inner world. When the heart is heavy, when the mind is cluttered, our vision becomes clouded too. To see clearly again, we must cleanse not only the eyes but also the heart. Every emotion we carry has a physical effect. When we're angry, our eyes narrow. When we're sad, they grow heavy. When we're anxious, they flicker restlessly. When we're at peace, they soften and shine. The eyes and the heart are deeply connected. They are both organs of perception. One sees the world outside, the other feels the world within. And when either one becomes burdened, the other loses its clarity. So before we look for ways to strengthen our eyesight through food or medicine, we must look inward and ask, what am I holding onto that clouds my inner vision? All through life, we collect things we don't need, not just objects, but emotions. We hold on to anger from old arguments, guilt from past choices, pain from disappointments. These emotions settle quietly in the corners of our mind, much like dust on glass. The more dust gathers, the harder it becomes to see clearly. We start interpreting life through the smudges of those emotions. A harsh word sounds harsher, a small problem feels bigger, and our inner peace begins to fade. Cleansing the heart is like wiping the glass clean. It doesn't change what we see, but it helps us see things as they truly are. Before sleep, our body prepares to heal, but our heart also needs that chance to release. Just as we remove our glasses and rest our eyes, we must remove our emotional lenses and rest our hearts. One simple way to do this is through reflection. As you lie down, gently think back on the day. Not to judge or regret, but to let go. Ask yourself, what can I forgive today? What can I release? Sometimes it's forgiving others, and sometimes it's forgiving ourselves. Every act of forgiveness is like opening a window in a dark room. The air changes, the tension dissolves, and light begins to enter again. When the heart becomes lighter, the eyes begin to heal faster. It may sound poetic, but it's true. Emotional stress directly affects the small blood vessels in the eyes, causing fatigue, dryness, and strain. Peace of mind improves circulation, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach the eyes more efficiently. This is why people who meditate or practice gratitude often speak of a sense of brightness, not only mentally but visually. Their eyes literally begin to sparkle again because inner clarity reflects outwardly. In this journey of restoring vision, it's also important to practice what I call mindful seeing. During the day, take a few moments to look at something beautiful, a flower, the sky, a loved one's face, and truly see it, not with the eyes of habit, but with the eyes of wonder. In that moment, your vision becomes alive. You're not just looking, you're connecting. And that connection feeds the soul as much as it feeds the eyes. We often think of vision only as the ability to see distance and detail, but true vision is much more than that. It's the ability to see goodness in people, to see opportunities in challenges, to see hope in darkness. Physical vision lets us navigate the world, but inner vision gives us direction in life. When the eyes of the heart are clean, everything else becomes clearer. A person who sees with compassion sees more beauty in the world than someone who only looks for flaws. A person who sees with gratitude finds light even in struggle. So before bed, as you take your healing drink and prepare for rest, take a few moments to cleanse not just your body but your spirit. Close your eyes and think of 3 things you are thankful for. Feel that gratitude spread gently through your chest. Imagine your heart softening, the tightness fading, the mind settling. Then visualize a soft light glowing behind your closed eyes, washing away the dust of the day, the stress, the tension, the worries. Let that light spread through your entire being, not to escape the world, but to see it more clearly when you wake. When you care for your eyes this way, through nutrition, peace, and inner cleansing, you are not just protecting your sight, you are nurturing your vision of life itself. The clearer your heart becomes, the brighter your world appears. The eyes may age, but clarity of spirit can grow stronger with every passing year. When we cleanse our heart each night, we wake up not only with rested eyes but with a renewed way of seeing, softer, kinder, and more aware of the beauty that was always there. My dear friends, as we reach the end of this journey together, let us pause for a moment and reflect on what we have truly explored. We began with something as simple as a drink before bedtime, but along the way, we discovered that it is not only about what we consume, it is about what we become when we choose to care for ourselves consciously. The eyes that allow us to see the beauty of the world are more than organs, they are the mirrors of our soul. They reflect how deeply we live, how peacefully we rest, and how clearly we perceive the life unfolding around us. As we grow older, our bodies change, our strength may slow, and our vision may not be as sharp as it once was. But the purpose of this message is not to remind us of what fades, it is to awaken us to what still shines within us. The capacity to heal, the ability to nurture, and the wisdom to live consciously. These never grow old. Every night, when we prepare that simple golden drink of turmeric, honey, chia, or saffron, we are not just tending to the body, we are sending a message to ourselves: I choose to care, I choose to heal, I choose peace. And this choice made daily slowly transforms both our physical and emotional side. Turmeric, with its golden hue, teaches us about light, that even the smallest glow can brighten the darkest night. Honey reminds us that sweetness need not be loud, it works quietly, softening what has become hard. Chia seeds show us that strength can come from the smallest things, and saffron teaches us that beauty lies in subtlety. Together, these ingredients do more than nourish the body, they symbolize balance, simplicity, and harmony. They remind us that healing is not about grand gestures, but gentle consistency. When we take time each night to nourish our eyes with care, we are teaching our body to remember the language of love, a language that is felt more than it is spoken. But beyond this drink, the true essence of healing lies in peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on understanding. When we rest our head on the pillow, what matters most is not how much we have achieved in the day, but how deeply we have allowed ourselves to let go. The mind, when burdened with stress, worry, and regret, becomes like a stormy sea, making it impossible for the body to rest. But when the mind is still, the body follows. Healing begins in that silence. The body repairs itself, the eyes rejuvenate, and the heart breathes again. So tonight, when you take that warm sip before bed, don't just think of it as nourishment for the eyes. Think of it as nourishment for your being. Let every ingredient be a reminder: the warmth of turmeric for light, the sweetness of honey for kindness, the calmness of chia for grounding, and the fragrance of saffron for grace. As the drink moves through your body, imagine it carrying messages of gratitude to every cell, telling them that rest is safe, that healing is possible, that peace is near. This visualization itself is powerful. When you imagine healing, you activate it. The body listens to the stories the mind tells, and when those stories are filled with calmness, the body responds with restoration. But we must also remember that to heal the eyes, we must first clear the heart. For it is the heart that influences how we see. When the heart is heavy, the world appears dim. When the heart is light, even the simplest things seem beautiful. Forgiveness, gratitude, and stillness are the true eye cleansers. They remove the fog that clouds our perception. Each night before we close our eyes, we can ask ourselves, what can I forgive today? What can I release? What can I be thankful for? These small reflections cleanse the inner lens through which we view the world. When we wake the next morning, it is not only our eyesight that feels renewed, it is our outlook on life. Healing the eyes is not only about physical clarity, but about inner vision. Inner vision is the ability to see beyond what the eyes show, to recognize beauty where others see flaws, to notice blessings where others see burdens, and to perceive possibilities where others see endings. This kind of vision doesn't fade with age, it deepens. When you look at life with compassion and acceptance, you begin to see more clearly than ever before. The true clarity comes not from what you look at, but from how you choose to look. The more we practice this awareness, the more it becomes natural. Soon every act, drinking, resting, breathing, becomes part of a greater rhythm of healing. The body starts trusting you again, the mind stops resisting. And the eyes, those faithful companions, begin to glow with renewed strength. People might even notice it. A calmness in your gaze, a lightness in your expression. That's what happens when the inner world finds peace. The outer world starts to shine differently too. Each night becomes a small ceremony, a moment between you and your own soul. The no noise, no rush, no worry, just stillness. The world outside may continue to move fast, but in that quiet hour before sleep, you reclaim your own pace. You remind yourself that rest is not laziness, that healing is not weakness, and that caring for yourself is not selfishness. It is sacred responsibility. When we care for ourselves, we indirectly care for everyone around us. A calm person brings calm energy. A peaceful heart creates peaceful homes. A clear vision creates compassionate action. And as you lie in bed after finishing your drink, with your eyes closed and your heart steady, remember this: your body is working for you, not against you. Your eyes, though tired, are repairing themselves. Your heart, though worn, is learning to soften again. Every cell is busy restoring balance. Trust that process. Healing is not always loud, it is often silent, gentle, and slow. But it is always happening. So, my dear friends, as night embraces you, take comfort in the simple truth that health is not only about how long you live, but how clearly you see the beauty in every moment. Drink that cup of warmth, breathe deeply, and close your eyes with gratitude. Thank them for all they have seen: the laughter, the tears, the sunsets, the faces, the memories. Thank them for carrying your stories. And as you drift into sleep, let peace be the last thing you see within. Because when peace becomes your vision, every morning becomes a new beginning, and every day becomes a clearer, brighter reflection of the light that has always lived inside you.